juicy, crunchy, and just beautifully spiced with Szechuan peppercorns. This is my version of Sichuan popcorn chicken. Hey everyone, welcome back to another What Wednesday. It's Shao here at School of What, London's premier Asian cookery school. Today, popcorn chicken, Sichuan style. We are going to start off with some chicken, which I just basically just deboned with a sharp, small knife. Deboned and then just cut into sort of chunky bits, shall we say, about an inch across. Okay, so that's the chicken to go into a big bowl. We're using chicken thighs today. We can obviously use chicken breast, but just do note that chicken breasts, they tend to run a little bit drier when they're cooked, so thighs probably kind of the best, or a better cut of meat, shall we say. So in here, in this bowl, chicken with the skin on. I've got some ginger and garlic, which I just finely chopped up, so those can just go in. Depending on how much chicken you are doing, it may range from, say, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic to, well, more. As well as and the same applies to the ginger as well. So obviously, the more you've got, the more aromatics you're going to have to put in there. We are also going to get in some sugar for the marination, so a bit of sugar, and then just kind of balance it off a little bit. We have got some light soy sauce to go in for the savouriness as well. Usually with kind of gamier cuts of meat, I find that Shaoxing wine also really helps. You could use Shaoxing wine or Huadiaojiu, absolutely fine. Something that's a little bit sort of in the family of yellow wines tends to work better because a little bit more aromatized, and so it would take out a little bit of that gaminess from whatever you're marinating. Tiny bit of also some five spice, about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. Again, up to you how much you want to put in there. I would just be a little bit careful with having too much five spice. Sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. So and then a little bit of white pepper as well. So going in with my one hand, just gonna give it a really good massage. Get in there with your hands and get them nice and dirty. You can be quite vigorous with this mixing. Really kind of work your hands in there because you want all of that marinade to kind of get into the meat. And then once that's done, you pretty much just have to leave it for a few minutes while it kind of does its thing. Sometimes I just like to pop it in the fridge if it's for an hour or two. You could obviously do this overnight as well, but otherwise a few minutes, totally fine. In the meantime, I'm just going to heat up my wok, get some oil nice and hot, and then we can move on to deep frying. A really good way of telling whether your oil is hot enough for deep frying, super easy. Either a probe thermometer, get in there, should read about 180 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit, Celsius. Otherwise, you just stick like a wooden chopstick or a wooden skewer in there, and you should kind of see little bubbles coming out of it within the first sort of 1 to 2 seconds, and that way you can tell that your oil is actually hot enough for deep frying. Okay, so that's just a little quick one for you. In terms of the deep frying, you can use any kind of potato starch. We're using cornflour or cornstarch in America, I believe. So really nice fine starch made from corn. Potato starch, like I said, works really well in some countries. Tapioca flour or tapioca starch is also quite a common thing to use for deep frying. We're literally just going to take a piece of your chicken and just kind of dredge them really, really well in that corn flour, and essentially just forming a really nice white protective layer over the chicken so that it doesn't dry out too much when it hits the hot oil. So then you can just kind of, well, I usually kind of start it, well, not with all of the chicken in there, but just, you know, kind of doing them in little batches here just to make it a little bit more manageable in terms of space. And then all you do, just very, very carefully, just lower the chicken in there, and it should just bubble up nicely, and then you just keep on going. Right, so I'm just going to quickly check now, just kind of lifting, making sure that, going in with my spider, just making sure like everything is kind of nicely kind of golden brown. Really important that you make sure that chicken's completely cooked through. So there we go, that's kind of the color that we're looking for. So I'm just going to take them out using my spider, and that's kind of like a beauty of actually using one of these things, the spider. This is literally the strainer. We call it a spider because it kind of resembles like a little spider's web. Nice bit of kit to have in your kitchen because it's got a really long handle, so that just makes it a lot safer for you, especially when you're dealing with, you know, deep frying. You want to be able to have a long handle so that the oil doesn't splatter on you. By the way, you can actually get one of these from our online store as well, just in case you were interested, link down below. I'm going to let this cool down a little bit, and at the same time, whilst it's cooling, it's also starting to crisp up as well, really important. And then in the meantime, I'm just going to start to get my wok heated up again, so an empty wok now reheating up, and then we're going to do a really quick stir fry with it. I've got some ingredients here, so just some ginger and some spring onions, which is, you know, sort of finely chopped up earlier, dried red chilies, just kind of cut up. A little bit of Sichuan peppercorns. Yes, it is Sichuan popcorn chicken. Plus some spring onions for garnish later, and also just a small handful of sea salt, just to kind of season everything up a little bit towards the end. Wok, super important, nice and hot because it's a quick, fast and furious kind of situation here. Searingly hot. I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit of oil in here. Okay, about a tablespoon or so. Give it a quick shimmy so the base of the wok is nicely covered in that oil. I'm just going to get in my seasoning ingredients in here now first to kind of bloom the spices, essentially. My spring onions and ginger going in. My red chilies, that goes in. Really quick one. Sichuan peppercorns in. Going to go in with a tiny bit of salt. And then from here, really, I'm just going to do a really quick, no fast stir fry. Just for about 20 seconds or so, like I said, fast and furious, just looking to bloom all of the spices, get the aromatics coming out. So really, really quick one. And when you can really start to smell all of the aromatics, then really nice time to get the chicken in. So that you need all of the chicken in there. Try and get most, if not all of the chicken in there. And then from there, quick one, quick shimmy, quick stir, just kind of wrapping all of the seasoning around the outside of the chicken, tiny bit more salt just to finish off. And that's it, that's really, really quick one. All right, so get your platter or your bowl and get all of those chicken out. And that's it, then just kind of finish off with a tiny bit of garnish, so maybe some spring onions if you like. Just kind of lift the colors a little bit. And there you go, Sichuan popcorn chicken. Super easy. This is like my favorite time of whenever we do a video. It's this bit here, the eating bit. Okay, just grab a little bit of black chicken. Oh, it smells good. Oh, I can smell the... Oh, crunchy and juicy at the same time, you know what I mean? Super nice. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm gonna go away and finish this now, but until the next time, if you've got any questions and all about the recipe, please just leave a comment below. Otherwise, have a great time making popcorn chicken.